Sometimes the smallest visitors can bring the biggest lessons. This week, I learned about myself is I let fear make every decision for me sometimes. A lot of decisions sometimes. Like even this, me doing this and starting to do videos on YouTube without editing them. Like without me editing, without me like squaring out everything, like just me just doing it. Um Scary. But I'm gonna do it anyway. And like these last couple months, a few weeks ago. This is probably almost 2 months ago at this point now. But there was a little kitten that came to my door, right? And it was scratching at my door. Not scratching, excuse me. But it was a little kitten. I'm talking about my other baby. Anyways, the little kitten that came to my, was outside. And I had went outside at first. And I went outside. I saw something run across the thing. And I'm like, what the heck is that? I saw it was a kitten. And I'm like, get out of here. Because I was doing something, right? So I went back in the house. 20 minutes later, I had to go finish what I was doing. Go back out there. It's the kitten's still out there. It's a baby kitten, still out there. And I'm like, what are you doing back here? Like, get from over here. So I do it again, like, roar, to get it out. It leaves. So after it happens, I'm thinking, okay, the cat's gonna be gone. Clearly, I just did it twice. Like, don't come back here. And the cats come back my backyard all the time where I live at. So I'm like, this is not abnormal. This happens. Just don't come back. I was doing something. So next morning, I go in there and I see this cat again right there. And so I'm like, get from back here. And so I'm like, wow, scared again. And so it leaves, but I can see now it's like a baby kitten. It's a really pretty color. It's a baby kitten. I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, well, whatever. As time progresses on, I go out there again, like in the midday of it, and I see this is my notes, and I see that the kitten is right, the baby kitten's right there, like just chilling. And I'm like, what is going on? Like what's going on now? Right? And so I go outside. I'm like, well, maybe it's thirsty. So I go, it was hecka hot. Hecka hot. So I go get the baby some water. Put it down. My husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, there's a kitten out there that keeps coming back. So I'm gonna go do it. He's like, yeah, give him some water. I'll go get it some turkey meat. I'm like, okay. Give him some water. That kitten's like, no. And from what I know of kittens, I don't know if this is true. But when I had a kitten before, like a year or two ago, the girl said that you have to kind of feed them water because they don't know they need it. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what she said. And so I'm like, maybe I gotta show him like he has to drink it. So I'm showing him that. I'm like, he's just like, I don't want that from you. I'm like, dang, okay. So my husband comes out, he brings a turkey to the cat, and the cat's like, mm-mm, like he was scared. So I'm like, no, it's okay. And so then the cat finally eats the turkey. We give him like three slices of it. He eats all of them. So he was clearly hungry. And so he's like, well, just so you know now, once you feed a cat, they always come back. I'm like, forgot that. But maybe part of me wanted it, whatever, because I've been wanting a baby lately. So, I wanted something to nourish. And then this came to my door at that point. And so, yeah. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, it's a one off thing. He walked away. I'm like, okay, baby's not going to come back. My husband's like, nah, he's going to come back because you fed him. So then the cat comes back again. It comes back. I keep calling the cat, but it was a baby kitten. And so the kitten comes back and the kitten walks over here. And so I'm like, oh well, I might as well talk to him. So I'm giving him some love every so often, feeding him some water. He's drinking the water, and now he's understanding that he needs it. Giving him some food, like we're like treating him kind of good. And so he keeps staying over there. He's like staying in one particular corner, and I'm like, leave him alone, like when he goes. So we out there playing with him. This thing lasts for like almost like 3 weeks. He continues to keep coming back. I'm like, I got something to nurture, and that was beautiful. Now where I stopped it and let fear stop me and make the decision for me was years ago we had a kitten. We got a kitten, and it ended up getting fleas, and it was so the hardest thing to get that fleas like gone. We thought we did, but it kept coming back, and so we ended up just giving it away because it was just too much at the time, and the fleas were just so much. And I'll be honest, I had a lot of stories in my head about these fleas, which I learned later on they weren't even real. Okay, but yeah, at the time I was just having a bunch of them. Okay, and so um, the kitten is coming back and forth and all that stuff. And so it keeps trying to come in the house, but I'm like, no. And my husband's like, well, why don't you let it come inside? I'm like, because the fleas. He's like, so you don't want is because the situation with the fleas. I'm like, yeah. He's like, but he seems like he's kind of cool. And my husband's like, you should just let it happen. I'm like, I'm just so scared. Kids are like, I let him come inside. I'm like, this back and forth because he's just so cute. So I'm back and forth with it, you guys, because he was so cute. So And I like at the time I wanted to nurture something from a baby on up. And so I'm like, man. And so I'm looking on the internet. It's like, oh, this may be your spirit animal because why is it keep coming back randomly? It came to your house and it's a baby. I'm like, that's a possibility, but it's also not. I don't know. And so, long story short, well, I'm not gonna make a long story short. I'm not gonna lie. But continuing the conversation, the story. And so the cat's coming in and out for like a full like 3 weeks. So it's getting like we're going outside and playing with it. My husband's taking videos of it, like, look who's coming here. I'm like, my baby. At this point, like my heart is reaching for it. So at the end of the week, I'm like telling him, like, would you be down like at the end of this week if I took him inside and like we did what we had to do and stuff like that? And he's like, I'm down. Like I told you that from the beginning. Like you should have done it. I'm like, okay. So so the next day happens and he doesn't come. And I'm like, I may have missed my chance, like, but then the next day happens, like another day happens, day after that, and then my husband shows me a video and was like, guess who came back? And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I get home, like, and he tries to come inside, and I let fear stop me again. I'm like, oh, the fleas, and he could have worser. He's been outside. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And so I push him away, like, no. My husband's like, I guess. And so I'm like, no. So we leave it where it's at. So the next day, I look for him, and at this point, I'm like looking on the internet, like how maybe I can make him be like, an outside cat, where I give him like stuff so he can stay in, but he's outside. So I'm looking up stuff, and I'm like, before I buy it, let me see if he comes back tomorrow, because I had a feeling he wasn't gonna come back. And girl, he did not come back. And so I'm like, where is he at? 2 days passed, nothing. 3 days passed, nothing. And so finally, I look and I go out and we go outside and we see that a girl is walking towards us with a cat. Just so you know, now I have 2 kids and I have a whole family. And I think one is going to come out right now. Wait a minute. You guys, I'm doing something. Give me a second, okay? He's outside. No, don't go out there. Give me a second. Keep playing. It's okay. Um, Told you. So, anyways, look for your father. So, um, where was I at? Oh, I go outside and I see this girl walking towards us, but kind of far away. But the cat's like all over her, like it's like trying to get all over her. And I'm like, what's going on there? And I look at getting closer. She getting closer to me. I'm like, is that my baby? Is that the cat that's in my backyard? Hold up. So I see her. I'm like, you got the kitten. And then she's like, yeah, I saw him walking around. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she was in front of the cars and running back and forth for the cars. And I'm like, somebody's going to hurt him. And so I grabbed him and I took him up. And I'm just thinking in my mind, she's so bold to grab him because, ew. Because I'm like, please, girl, like, but whatever. She was just so bold and brave to do that. So I'm like, dang. And so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna get some this and this, him checking, just all the stuff she's gonna do. And she stopped and I said, oh yeah, he was in my backyard. And she stops me. She goes, is this your kitten? And I'm like, a part of me wanted to say yes, but I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, no. I said no. And so she's like, oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, me and my kids kind of got attached to him because he would come in and out of my yard. Can we see him sometime? She's like, of course. Yes, you can. I'm like, thank you. So she's so kind. She is so sweet. And so I'm like, dang. But like, afterwards, I felt kind of bummed and I had like a negative story coming in my head to be like, why didn't you just do it and whatever. But I started to journal and I kind of got my feelings out and I started doing some inner work. And I realized the lesson that whole thing taught me, which was I let fear get in the way of me making, that's my husband. Give me a second, babe. I'm almost done. Thank you, baby. Um, Thank you for being quiet. I let fear get in the way of me making a decision. And I realized from that small thing I started to like analyze other ways and other areas in my life where I was doing that. And I just saw so many ways and so many areas, like even like flying a plane. I'm so scared to fly on a plane, y'all. So I never flown on it. But my husband recently just flew on it and he was like, yeah, like we're going to have to go on a plane because he may go out there. There's so many other things. And I'm like, go on a plane and die? Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's what my head thinks when I think of a plane. So crazy. But yes, and so he's gonna tell him to go to bed. So you may hear some people in the back. Like I said, I have a family. It's reality. I put some notes too about the lessons I learned. But Yeah, I learned that, and I also learned a little more knowledge and a little less fear. If I would have grabbed some knowledge in a situation with the kitten, he would have been in the house. Because the things that I was scared of, even when it came to the fleas, I learned and I looked and I saw that fleas were more preventable than I thought. I thought that they get fleas, you get sick, like all sorts of stuff happens. And when I really went to look for more work about it, y'all, so many things that I thought would happen with fleas in us was not even like true. Just was whatever. And instead of me seeking knowledge, I just allow fear to decide my actions of absolutely not, I'm not going to do it. Even though I felt drawn to, and I had a big desire to do that. And it's so crazy because when the girl was talking to me, I realized something. She's like, I don't want this baby to get harmed, the cat, the kitten, and neither did I. Like, me and her had a lot of similarities of what we didn't want the cat to get. Like, I wanted him to have a home. I didn't want him to get hurt or killed on the freeway, on the street. And I want him to be fed in a nice place, like be safe. She wanted that too, but the difference was she acted or her desire. She wanted that to happen, and she was like, what can I do? I'm going to take him. Like, what? Obviously, if I don't want that to happen. And instead of me doing that, I acted on my fear and was like, yeah, I don't want that to happen to him. And I'm also very scared because of the fleas, right? And so that stopped me from doing that and honestly getting the desire I want, which is to nurture something from a baby on up. To have two of the desires crossed off, I kind of lost my opportunity with that. And also it showed me that for you, you may be hesitant about something, but how fast and bold and quick she did that, it showed me like some people aren't though. Like some people aren't hesitant. Some people aren't like even though they're scared and they don't know what the next step is and they don't have the certainty, they're like, I don't care, I'm gonna do it. And I'm more like I like certainty. I like to know. I like to know what's going on. A B C 1 2 3. She's like she seemed like she was the same way because I kind of know her a little bit. But she's like it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna do what I need to do. And she did what she need to do it. And in return, I lost it. And I think I wrote down like I said the notes. Give me a second. There you go. I realized that the kitten had shown me, helped me discover something about myself that I didn't realize, which was I let fear get in the way or make decisions for me. I make a lot of decisions out of fear of not doing something. Rather than feeling the fear and still doing stuff anyway. Even me doing this video right now and doing it without editing these videos that I'm going to do from now on, just to get myself out there more and not to have an excuse to not make videos. I'm scared. But I don't want to let that stop me. And the reason why is because of my little visitor, leaving a bigger impact and teaching me something about myself, which was I can't let it make every decision for me. Something that I've done before in the past is I won't even go there, but I will say a little bit. Is I like to like say the end of the story before it happens. And I've realized like in the past, all my ends of my stories because of my own trauma, my own issues, and my own things have not been good. Like it's always was something bad. Instead of thinking like something good could happen, I always thought like something bad could happen, and always got the whole story up, of it. And was certain in that because sometimes that's how fear is. Fear will sound certain, when it's not. It's not certain. You don't know. And just like that cat, I wouldn't know what would have happened. I would have just went along with it and did what I need to do on my end, and then do what I had to do and look up some and grab some knowledge on stuff that I didn't know. But I chose instead to let fear take the driver's seat from my actions, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And that's what that little baby, the little visitor, that's what he taught me. Even though I don't have him now, that's a lesson that I've learned, even from him and him not being here. Just learning the lesson of you can feel fear, but don't let it stop you from doing something that you really want to do. And sometimes if you're very hesitant, that thing may be taken from you because there are people out here that are not hesitant that will be like, I'm scared, I don't know what I'm doing, I never had a cat before. Like she told me she's never had a cat before, she's only had dogs, and she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it or how to do this, like I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And I'm like, didn't even think on that, and I've had a kitten before, and yeah. So just if you are like me and you allow fear to stop you, I would just challenge you a little bit to see what happens when you don't. That even though you feel fear, even though you feel like right now I feel fear, do it anyway. Don't. What would it be like if you didn't let it stop or didn't let it control every action that you made or you took? You know, so crazy because when it comes to the courage, they said, it's courage not the absence of fear. It's that You're still scared, but you do it anyway. You need fear to have courage. Like you need it. They need each other. If you don't have fear, then that thing you're doing is not courageous, right? And it's the same thing with that. Is that sometimes you got to grab courage. Sometimes, like me, a little more knowledge and a little less fear. That even though I feel the fear, grab some knowledge, and sometimes it helps to get curious about the fear. Why are you so scared? What is the issue? What's going on with you? Go a little deeper when it comes to it. So yeah, this little visitor allowed me to discover a part of myself and something new about myself that I didn't know that I was operating from. And so now I know not to operate from it anymore, and also just to be very watchful, my blind spot in that area. So yeah, came here tonight to just tell you that in my robe. And you have a great night. Okay, love you. Bye.